Welcome back. I've been a little spending crazy. I thought I was doing pretty good once the new year started, and then Crunchyroll had some sales. I celebrated a couple things and just visited certain shops with friends. And usually when that happens, I consider it like a little me time that I get a little more lenient in my spending. So here I have a small little haul. I actually have 2 more packages on the way from Crunchyroll. So I'll do a separate haul just for those when they arrive. Those are primarily just manga and anime. Whereas this one is a little more mixed. I'm pretty excited to show and talk about some of the stuff that I have here, so I'll go ahead and get started. As you can see, it's kind of hard to fit everything on my filming space, so I'll just move everything to the side. It's going to be a little hard to show her, but the first thing I'll start with is this giant, I forgot what these are called. They're by the company Furyu, and yeah, I don't see the name of these plushies. They have a specific name. If I figure out what it is, I'll put it on the screen somewhere. But these are the plushies that have the character sitting down. It's kind of hard to see because she's so big. But these are the ones where the characters are lying down and they have the big head. These make great pillows. I see them all over conventions as well. But the thing about plushies, especially character plushies, I really have to like the character to want one, or they have to be significantly cheaper. These I think retail around $30, at least that's what I see during conventions. I believe there is a bigger size than this. I think this is like the medium size. Part of them are really soft. I think it depends on what their outfit is. For example, this is Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen. She is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character. I'm so annoyed that, spoiler alert, she is not involved pretty early on into the series. But part of her outfit, which is her school uniform, this is kind of a rougher fabric, same with her shoes or feet or whatever. But her hair is that very soft mochi plush material, so very comfortable. And then her face is embroidered. Very cute. But yeah, I've always wanted one of these, but again, the prices just didn't seem worth it, and there was never a character that I saw that I wanted enough to buy one. Oh, that's so cute. She's got her little skirt. So adorable. And then here's the tag at the bottom. It says Furyu. So I got this from Crunchyroll because it was on sale. I believe she cost $12, $13 or so. I was willing to pay that, especially since I was already buying a couple of the things, so I would have gotten free shipping. So for that price, I was very willing. I'm very happy to have her. She very much is a huggable shape and size. Here on the back, she has her little pouch where she keeps her hammer and nails, which is part of her power. And yeah, she's just super cute. I've seen my friend use his for traveling as well. Makes a good travel pillow in the car to sleep on, so I'll probably take her on some trips if I ever go on some. So happy to have one of these finally, especially since it's Nobara. But that's that. I'll go ahead and continue on. Here I have Panty and Stocking, the complete series. I did get this from Amazon. It was pretty cheap, I would say. I think it was like $11, $12. I've been waiting to buy this, and I was hoping that with the newer season that just released not too long ago, there would be like a complete series box set. That's always my hope. I hate having to buy parts. I just don't have the storage for that. And it's a real shame that it seems like these companies are moving away from that. Like Jujutsu Kaisen got divided up into arcs. I hate that. I wish they would just release a season 1 and a season 2 box set, and I would buy those. But I'm not going to buy this Shibuya arc, season 1 part 1, season 1 part 2 stuff. I just don't have the storage for that. Retailers now are having really good sales on anime, and this I found on Amazon, and it was on a really good sale, so I figured I might as well buy it, because if they're moving away from these box sets, I really don't want to miss my chance to get this for a good price. Out of print anime is really hard to come by now. With it being so collectible, resellers will pick up a series as soon as it goes out of print and start reselling it for exorbitant prices that I'm just not willing to pay. So I'm happy to finally have this in my collection, because I've been holding off on it for so many years. And that was my mistake with Gundam 00 and a couple other series. The discs are really cool. They've got the pink and purple for Panty and Stocking. And then we have knee socks, Scanty and knee socks on the back. Oh, this looks cool. And then more art of the 2 main characters. I might flip this, actually. This looks really cool. And if you've never heard of this series, it's what happens when anime producers take a visit to America and watch American cartoons and get very inspired by it. I forget what studio made this. It wasn't Shaft, it might have been Mega House? Oh, Gainax. It was Gainax. So they're the ones behind Evangelion and Furi Furi. If you've seen those series, then you know, they're very experimental in a good way. So yeah, their producers visited America, and while they were in the hotel, they came across, I think it was the show Drawn Together, which is an adult comedy, animated comedy that features a lot of different art styles, like a Disney princess-esque character and some other characters. And they were just so amused by it that they decided to create their own version, or something, adjacent to it, with a more Americanized cartoon art style. And this was a result. It's very funny, very raunchy, I will say. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I especially think the dub did a really good job of translating it. It's very much an American-centric type of comedy, I think. And it has really good action and animation at times. So super happy to finally own that. Next, I'll start with some stuff that I purchased at Kinokuniya. I tend to not buy from Kinokuniya because I'm not one to really buy manga full price. I prefer to wait for sales. But there are occasions, like if I'm on vacation and I just really want to get a book to commemorate the vacation, or I just really want something then and there without waiting for shipping, I might be willing to purchase it depending on what it is. Kinokuniya, I recently learned, has special edition versions of certain series. This could mean that they sell the volume with a unique cover or bonuses that are included or wrapped with the book. For example, The Summer Hikaru Died Volume 1, there's a specific cover that you can only buy at Kinokuniya. They also have certain manga that they only sell at Kinokuniya, like when they were licensed to be translated and published in the US, Kinokuniya is the only licensed seller. One of these manga I actually bought in a previous haul, Psychedelia, which was a BL manga. I didn't realize that until I tried to sell it after I had read it, and I realized there was a listing on eBay for like $100. But yeah, that was very interesting. So I kind of started looking into some of the special editions they have. And my friend recommended a BL manga that Kinokuniya has a special edition of. So here it is. It's called Little Mushroom. According to my friend, it's about a boy that somehow manifests as a person or is born from a mushroom. And I didn't really look into the rest of the plot, to be quite honest. So this is manhwa, which is Chinese versus Korean webcomic. But the Kinokuniya special edition, not only are the covers gorgeous, and I'm excited to read these because the art looks beautiful, they're also hardcover. So these weren't cheap to purchase. They were at least like $23 retail. You can buy this series at other retailers, but the Kinokuniya specific version not only is gorgeous, it comes with some shikishi board art pieces, which I was really excited about, because even if I don't enjoy this series, the art is just so beautiful. I'm definitely keeping these. So you get two. Here's the second one. And these were not wrapped with the books. I received them when I checked out. The cashiers gave them to me when they saw I was buying this series. So super cool. Really happy to have gotten that. The only thing I don't like is that Kinokuniya's branding is on there. And I wish that was not the case. I don't like having branding on my art. But yeah. So here, I'll open book 1 and I'll just leave book 2 wrapped up because I want to save that for myself. But here is volume 1. Here's the cover. The original story is by Shizuo. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I probably did not. Oh, this sounds really interesting, actually. I'm reading this summary. So now I'm really excited to read this. I'd never heard of this before. My friend recommended it. And she has pretty good taste with BL. So the Kinokuniya special edition sticker is on the actual cover. I thought it was just on the plastic. That's kind of annoying. I may take that off. I just don't prefer stickers on the actual product. Hoping it comes off easily. Love the embossing. Rainbow shiny. Decorative. It's got a jacket. I wonder what the inside cover. Oh, the inside cover is beautiful. Look at that. And the inside just has, I think, some character descriptions. Oh, the art is so cute. Oh, there's more stuff in here. Oh my gosh. We've got a postcard. It's gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And then a second one. And this sticker sheet, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Despite how expensive it is, I think this is worth it. Here's what the back of the postcards look like. Ooh. Oh, they're different. Okay. They're different for each character. My goodness. This was a good purchase. I think even if I don't end up liking it, I think it is worth it. Oh wow. And it is in full color, as most webcomics are. Gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. I'm so excited to read this. These are exclusive, like I said, to Kinokuniya, and once they sell out, they do not restock. So if you are interested in one of these, I definitely recommend picking it up when you can. I'm excited to read one. I'm going to leave two in its wrapping until I get a chance to read it. But I think it also comes with stickers. I honestly forgot about that part when I bought this, because I was initially going to buy these online through Kinokuniya, which they do charge shippings unless you buy over a certain amount, but I ended up finding them at my local location, so very happy about that. But that's Little Mushroom. Really happy to have bought those. The next thing I purchased was their special cover edition of Ichi the Witch, which I'm so excited is finally published in the US. This is a Shonen Jump manga by a collaboration between the creator of Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. I believe they're the writer of the story. And then there's a separate artist handling the actual manga art. Can I just say I'm so proud of the artist behind Welcome to Demon School Iruma. I started reading that when it first got published. I just stumbled across it on a pirate manga website and immediately fell in love with the story. I've been following it ever since then, and just seeing so many spin-offs get published. I believe they had a second manga going in the same magazine as well that I think was discontinued recently or last year. And then they announced this manga, and the art is so gorgeous. The art is by Shiro Usazaki, and the story is by the creator of Iruma-kun, Osamu Nishi. But yeah, I love it. This is a manga. If you've never heard of this, it is, I believe, getting an anime now. I think it's been officially announced. If not, everyone's more or less expecting it to get one because it is actually quite popular in Shonen Jump, which I'm so happy about. I was so worried that it would be one of those manga that just would not be popular and would just die off. That happens a lot with Shonen Jump manga. To give a rundown of the basic plot, because I have not caught up to the most recent chapters. The universe this is set in, there exists witches, but only women are the ones who can wield magic and control it. So that only women typically become witches. But through specific circumstances, Ichi, who is a boy, ends up gaining magical powers, which is unheard of, and starts training with this witch up here to become an official witch. And it's super entertaining. Ichi is such a fun character. I love the guy. He's so cute. And just look at this art. It's so beautiful. It's just a fun time. I would highly recommend. Ichi has that backstory of a child who doesn't have parents. Oh, I love his outfit. Look at him. So he grew up just on his own, hunting and stuff. It's great. He's very much a gremlin. And if you buy the special cover edition from Kinokuniya, you do get the Shikishi board print as well. So happy about that. I do wish it was a little more artsy. Like it was just the art versus with the text. Because like I said, I'm not a fan of branding. But it's still nice that they included like a little extra. And they had a ton of copies of this when I went to my location. So if you are interested, definitely head over to your local Kinokuniya. Next, I recently, it's been a couple weeks now. I started watching Link Click. I've been watching a lot of anime that's been on my list to watch. So I've been catching up with a couple shows. I did finish a few. One of them, I'm almost done with Link Click. I'm holding off on watching the last 3 episodes until I get a chance to really just lay on my bed and focus on it. But I loved it so much. The music is amazing. The animation is really good. The story is really interesting. The overall plot, like the setup is very, very cool. I've not seen that in any other show. Very unique. If you're not familiar with Link Clink, I think it's quite popular online too, so you may have already heard of it. It is a Chinese anime. Danmei, I believe, is the official term. I could be 100% wrong. But it's by the same company that distributes To Be Hero X Bilibili. The basic plot of which is that these two guys and then their friend, they all work in a photography studio where they develop photos for people, but kind of behind the scenes, as word of mouth only, another business that they have is helping people through their specific powers. There's two guys, so one of them has the power to see through photos. He can gather information through photographs. So say if you show him a photo of a specific point in time and you're just trying to get some information based on that scene, he can kind of look into it and just see if he can figure something out. The other guy has the power to actually go into the photograph, but it's not just that, it's time travel. Using his friend as a guide, he'll go into the photos and he has a couple hours to just walk around and investigate, basically. Sometimes he just ends up as himself, other times he'll become the photographer and essentially walk through their experience at the time they took the photo. And they use this to figure out information for the client, solve mysteries, maybe help solve some crimes. Season 1 was very much more along the lines of the former, where they're just helping like random people, alleviate regrets, figure out information, things like that. The second season is more focused on the crime. I personally liked the vibe of the first season more, and I genuinely cried multiple times before the 5th episode. I was not expecting to tear up so much. Second season is very much more serious. There's a lot more stakes, focused on the like helping the police and things like that. Compared to the first season, I don't enjoy that as much, but it was still very interesting, and they introduced like significant antagonists, so there's a lot more stakes. The point I'm trying to make is I really enjoyed this show, and I'm excited to finish it. There is a third season that's been announced. And because I'm still on the high, when I was walking around Kinokuniya, I saw that they had one piece of Link Clink merch, which I really, really am annoyed with myself with, because Link Clink has been popular for a long time. So they've had multiple merchandise, multiple times that I've visited, I've seen it. I never bought anything, obviously, because I'm not familiar with the series. So I just randomly bought this keychain just because it was Link Clink. I don't even think this character has shown up in the anime from what I've seen. But the keychain itself was really cool. I think he's an antagonist, Xavier. And I really wish they had the two main guys. But you know, beggars can't be choosers, and this wasn't that expensive. Normally, merchandise at Kinokuniya is really overpriced, that I just never buy anything. But this was $9.95, which is not bad for an acrylic keychain. That says, "Welcome to my Neverland." I'm sure that has some significance with the character. Wow, this looks really cool. It's quite thick. It's double layered, and a double layered acrylic keychain. So the back has a specific image, and you can see the image on the front through it. So that's really cool. And that's more or less why I still bought this, even though I don't know the character. Also, I love purple. I mean, they caught me with the purple. It's got a little gem. The chain itself feels like plastic. I don't think this is metal. This might still be metal, but this little chain down here feels really light. But still, really cool keychain, and I'm still happy I got it. If I end up finding more of these, I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for the main characters. The last thing I bought at Kinokuniya was this Miku figure. I've been actually eyeing her for a long time, ever since she was first announced, but I got cold feet. I didn't pre-order her, and then she ended up being really popular, so I missed out on her. She's still available at certain websites, but not for prices I would care to purchase, especially with shipping. The best place, honestly, you probably could have bought her was Crunchyroll. Not only was she around $25, if you were purchasing more things, you could have gotten free shipping. But I believe right now she's sold out. I haven't seen them actually stock her, so unfortunately that probably means they just sold out of all the pre-orders. So yes, once I saw her in person at Kinokuniya, I just went ahead and bought her because I didn't want to miss out. I really like her. I do think genuinely I overpaid, but at this point, I'm just happy to have her. She was $37.99, which I do think is pretty high for a noodle stopper figure. Because these tend to be pretty small. They don't tend to be the highest quality, but I mean, look at her design. She is so cute. She has the art she's based on the side. So pretty. So yeah, I'll open this at the end. But I did purchase that at Kinokuniya. I tend to never buy figures at Kinokuniya because they're so expensive, but she was an exception. All right, the rest of this is from Crunchyroll. If you're not aware, they are currently having a warehouse sale. By the time I edit this and post it, it may be over. But it's been going on for at least a month, I believe. So the first thing I have is kind of a guilty pleasure. This is volume 3 of Aquarion Evol. This is published by One Piece Books. The art is by Ogiri and it's written by Shoji Kawamori. I never read the manga to Aquarion Evol. I did watch it as it was airing. I watched the original Aquarion years ago and I don't really remember much of it, but Aquarion Evol, I do still remember some of it. It was a very cliche, kind of corny mecha anime revolving around the theme of love. I did actually enjoy it. It was very entertaining and the fights were cool. But I gravitated towards these two in particular. I genuinely did ship them. I honestly don't remember what happened to them, but it was tragic. I remember them not working out. I think one of them dies. But I figured this was really cheap. I think it was like $3. So I figured, well, let me get the volume that features their little romance. Because I genuinely really, really like them to the point that I think I drew fan art. I think I have like a fan art of these two on my old DeviantArt account. So yeah. That's what this is. It's volume 3, so I don't know if I can really explain the plot to y'all since it's been a while since I've seen it. But I'm assuming the manga follows the anime, which has about 24 episodes, I want to say. It's an entertaining watch. I'm not sure if Crunchyroll has it on their website, but if they do, I would recommend it just as a fun time. And you don't have to watch the original to really understand what it is. Next, I have volume 1 of Eden of Witches by Yumeji. And this is published by Kana, which I've never heard of. Oh, Abram Books. Yeah, I don't know what this is. But basically, the art reminded me of Witch Hat Atelier. It looked beautiful. It also has a dust jacket. That's cool. So it's got inner art. Wow, look at that. That's really cool. And then I see a message from the author. The plot for this one sounded interesting. It's got very much pro-environmentalism theme about humans destroying all of nature, but there's pockets of it still exist in the world, and usually that's where the witches reside, and I'm assuming drama will ensue. But I primarily got this because I did look it up and the art looked amazing and the plot sounded really interesting, so happy to get this. Next, I have Killer Shark Volume 2. I have not read this yet. I have Volume 1, which I found at Half Price Books a couple months ago during a trip. But I have not gone around to reading it, but I figured Volume 2 was on sale for really cheap, so let me go ahead and get it in case I do enjoy Volume 1. Volume 1 usually is not enough to get a good idea of the story, so I typically like to get at least 2 to 3 volumes of a series before I decide if I like it or not. This is more or less what you would guess. It's a magical girl. Her power is to summon sharks, so that's how she fights, and honestly the art looks really good, so it's on my list. I plan to read Volume 1 at some point, and I am excited to read it. Next is, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, Irumafia Edition Volume 3. The anime just got announced. I am so excited. So excited. I knew it would. Like I said, I'm so proud of this author. All of her stuff is getting picked up. Her characters are so beloved that even the alternate universe version of them are so well liked that they are getting another anime of it, and I'm so excited for it. I hope the animation matches the art style. It's so good. If you have not heard of this, also Kinokuniya, when they sold Volume 1 and 2, I think they had a version where if you bought it, it came with a sticker. Unfortunately, mine didn't have any of them, but that might be a good thing. That means they're selling. They only had like, I think this volume, just one copy of it in my location. But yeah, if you're not aware, Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun is its own series. It's quite popular in the magazine it publishes in. It sells really well in Japan. It does have multiple seasons of an anime. I love it. And then eventually they made an alternate universe version where all the characters are now in the setting of a mafia boss story. It's by a separate artist, but the story is by the same author. But Hiruha's art style is so good. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed by this art style. And they try to follow the basic themes of the main story using the same characters, but it's so well done. that you could read this as a standalone thing and still enjoy it, I think. It's so good. I love this. I love this series. So I'm happy to have volume 3. And I already pre-ordered volume 4, so I'm excited for when that comes out. Next, I have the Hitman Stans. This was an impulse purchase because it sounded really funny. So I believe this is about the story of a hitman who is a huge fan of an idol. And it's just like his daily life trying to do both, essentially. Like, here he is with all of his idol merch and his light sticks. That is so funny. If you enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen and were amused by Todo's antics, I feel like this is for you. This is by Rintaro Oshima and published by Impress. So this also kind of gives Sakamoto vibes in that he's a retired hitman, and now he's just trying to focus on his idol work. Idol fanboyism, but the art style looked really cool. The main character looks very funny, like just seeing this demeanor and then have him be like a fanboy. So amusing. Then volume 2 of the Magical Girl incident was on sale. Unfortunately, either they didn't have volume 1 or volume 1 was not on sale. This is a manga I've been eyeing on Amazon for a minute, so I figured, well, let me go ahead and get volume 2 and I'll find volume 1 later, and then I'll read both. This is by Zero Akabane. This is by Impress, and as the title implies, this is about, or you can kind of tell by the cover, an office worker figures out he can turn into a magical girl. And I'm assuming hijinks ensue. The art style just looked very unique. Like, this cover is very eye-catching. The first volume is pink, so there's the main character and his magical girl persona. Yeah, it just sounded funny. I'm very amused by dumb, kind of stupid synopsises like that. I get very curious because sometimes they do it really well. So I'm really excited to read that. I just have to find volume 1. Next, I have a BL manga, Punk's Triangle. This is something I had on my Amazon wishlist for a minute, and Crunchyroll happened to have it on sale. This is by Yuho Okita, and it's published by Seven Seas. First of all, the art style looked really cool, and it's the primary reason I was interested in it. And then I went online, pirate website, and just skimmed a couple of pages to see if I might like it, and it still looked interesting, so I went ahead and got it. So the cover is raised a little bit, like that you can feel the text on the cover. That's really cool. It's quite thick, which I'm very happy about. I have terrible luck with one-shots, so when they're thick like that, it gives me hope that the plot will be fleshed out. Oh my gosh, the art looks gorgeous, and I love the little punk's fashion. So the main character sounds like he is a fashion designer, and there's like a love triangle between him and somebody else. And he just looks so shy and cute. I'm excited to read this. Ooh. When that warning's there, they mean it. So I guess no teenager should be reading that. Adult only. Speaking of adult only, do not judge me. I bought volume 1 of I Got Reincarnated in a BO World of Big Man Boobs. It's exactly what the title sounds like. This is by Tsukiji Now. And who published this? Kodansha? I can't believe that. The art is good. I actually read this online because the title was so stupid sounding. I had to satiate my curiosity. But here's a look at the art style. It is very much a comedy. It's one of those BLs that is trying to poke fun at some of the tropes in BL. But it pretty much just plays it straight, I think. For some reason, the art style sometimes reminds me of the Death Note art style, which just makes the expression sometimes all the more hilarious. But there is some explicit stuff in here, so if you're not into BL, maybe you won't be interested in this, despite how comedic it is. But it is really funny, I personally think. It's so stupid. If you just go in reading it to have a good time, you will be amused. And yeah, that's his love interest right there, and he's really into him, I will say. He's really into him. The shenanigans are so stupid. But I'm excited to read that fully, because I think I only read a couple chapters when I looked it up online, and then I stopped reading. Then I have why is the title so small? Stardust Family is the name of this one. The complete omnibus. This sounded like a horror, psychological thriller, mystery, kind of all of those things. This is by Aki Poroyama. and this is published by Yin Press. I'm really excited to read this because the plot was so interesting sounding. So basically, in the far future, child abuse is so rampant that other children get to choose which adults can have more children. There are specific evaluators there's specific child evaluators who, I guess, I'm not sure, obviously, because I haven't read it. Look how thick this is. This is a one-shot, so I'm hoping it's really good. But yeah, I'm assuming the children who are evaluators maybe get adopted or live with the prospective parents for a bit just to see if they are a good fit to have a family. But the last sentence says, Hikari is one such evaluator in the system, and he thinks he's seen it all, that is, until he's assigned to the Hirokawa family. So that sounds ominous. I'm excited to see what this entails. Very unique premise. And yeah, that one happened to be on sale, so I figured, why not? Thick books like that are usually in the $20 range, so the fact that it was on sale is a really good deal. Next, I'm so excited to have this. Well, if it was cheaper, I'd be more excited, but I'll take what I can get. So this is season 2 or part 2 of The Witch from Mercury Mobile Suit Gundam series. I watched this when it aired and I did enjoy it. I do think certain things regarding the story could have been done better. I especially hate how they treated my girl Suletta towards the end. I think she deserved better, but in the end she got her girl, so that's spoiler, sorry. But yeah, I did really enjoy this series to the point that I ended up buying Suletta as a figure as well as her mobile suit. This is a Gundam series that takes place in the far future. It would take a lot to describe the plot, but basically Gundams have actually been outlawed, and certain things happen to where Suletta has to fight using hers, because robots still exist. It's just this specific model Gundam is banned for reasons. As with majority, if not all Gundam series, the conflict involves political intrigue, betrayals, things like that. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it because of the main character and, you know, everything that surrounds her. Really good animation, really great music. This is volume 2, which features her love interest. And it is the steelbook cover. Now, this is episodes 13 through 24. The discs are perfect. There's some artwork on the inside. Oh, that was hard. I don't know if I like this. I was able to get the disc out just fine, but it just felt like I was going to break the case. So yeah, I had to push from the back of the case to push it out of there, and then I just slid it out this direction so it wouldn't hit this, because this doesn't bend. At first I thought this bent, like it lifted so that I could just push the disc out, but no, you have to slide it out. But yeah, here's the art. Oh, it's vertical. Interesting. So there is her Gundam. This is gorgeous. I wish it came with like a postcard with this artwork. It's kind of a shame it's in the back and the main character is blocked by this plastic. Okay. But the steelbook itself is nice. It's not the heaviest steelbook I've ever felt. It's on the lighter side and it is matte. But I actually like the matte finish. I'm not one to care for steelbooks, but this is the only version that's being sold of the series. And with Gundam going out of print recently, I just didn't want to risk it. I refuse to pay exorbitant prices for some of these series. This one didn't look like it was ever going to go on sale. Crunchyroll did recently put it on sale and actually just bought season 1 too, which also went on sale. This was $41.99, which I do still think is pretty high considering it's 12 episodes. You know, if they had a regular version of the series, I probably would have bought that if it had the whole season. Because this is only 1 season long. It's just a 2-core series with 24 episodes, 24 or 25. But I am happy to get it. I think 42 is not the worst. And I'd rather buy it at that price than have it go out of print and be a lot more. So I'm at least happy to finally own it. And I'm happy to have gotten part 1 as well. And then finally, I have this. This is how it came from Crunchyroll, so that's why I left it in the box, particularly because it has a bunch of stuff in it. So, as I said, I really enjoyed Link Click, and the art book happened to be on sale on Crunchyroll's website. I think it's out of stock now, but I managed to get it when it was still up. I was not expecting to get so much stuff with it, though, so let's go through it. So first, it comes with this lenticular postcard, which is so cool. Oh my gosh. We have the 2 main characters, which I'm so sorry. I don't remember their names. They're in Chinese, and I always confuse the two. I'm terrible. But this is so cool. No branding, which is... Oh, wait, there is some branding, but it's small. And it's just the art. They include who the art is by. Art by Implic at Bilibili. Not for sale. See, and that's small and inconspicuous. I prefer that. Because all you focus on is the art. Next, I was so excited for this. Especially since I just bought that keychain. They gave you an acrylic stand. And it's huge. Look at this. They're in a really neat casual outfit. Oh, I think it's this way. It is so cool. It's both of them together. It's got their signatures. Li Xiao, Lu Guang. That's what his name. Lu Guang and Shang Xiao. And then the bottom. So excited. I'm really, really hoping these Bilibili series get released on Blu-ray. We haven't seen Link Click get released, which makes me a little worried because I really, really want To Be Hero X as well. Please, Bilibili, I beg of you. I will pay money for it. I'm even willing to pay $100 because I understand China's a little restrictive with their stuff. But I really want this series on Blu-ray. So I'm really happy to have gotten this. It's huge. I'm going to have to see where I can display this. And it's quite thick as well. I'm not going to pull it out just because it is so big. I have to figure out where I'm going to display this first before I release it from its present. But yeah, it's really thick. That is a thick acrylic. And then finally, here's the art book. The whole reason I made this purchase. This is the Art of Link Click Moments. I think Kinokuniya actually has their own version. And it's blue. But I don't mind. I don't think there's any difference other than the cover, I think. Maybe it comes with other stuff. But I think I got a pretty good deal with the acrylic stand and the lenticular print. I may have to change the angle in a minute. But here is the front. So the text at the top is shiny. And it has the 3 main characters on the front. Licensing. The back is pretty normal. Just has Link Click with some time motifs. Very cool. This is published by Aloha Comics, which I've never heard of. Oh, there's stuff in here. That's a little better, I hope. So here is the stuff that it comes with. Wow. No way. A film reel? That is so cool. Oh my gosh, it's from the intro. That is so cool. I wonder if they're different depending on This one is a scene from the opening theme song, which is really cool, by the way. They're voguing. And it features a couple scenes or a couple clips from each main character doing the little moves. That's really cool. Wow. In addition to that, we have some postcards. We have Chang Xiao. So cool. And it's holographic. Oh, look at him. He's my favorite. We have Cao Ling. I think I mispronounced her name. I really like her. I like how involved she is. I wish she was a little more involved. They gave her a couple more highlight scenes, but I really like her. And then we have Lu Guang. Is that a cat? So cool. Oh, some stickers. Wow, this has a lot. These feel like vinyl. Kind of a lower quality, thinner vinyl. But it's like a matte finish vinyl is what I meant. Cute. I like how she's the bunny. He's the dog. That's perfect. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so cool. I'll have to frame this. I wonder what size this is. This makes it look so serious, but for the first season is so kind of casual. Sad at times, but very casual. Second season, when it turns more into this vibe. Oh, is that the author? Who's this? I don't know. If you know, let me know. I would love to know. Then I'll just flip through this a little bit. Our photo studio. We've got character profiles. Oh, that's so cool. Different outfits. Wu Guang. I especially love her skirt. I think it's very unique. I like how it's long on the back and short on the front. Her exercise outfit's really cute too. Background art. That's so cool. Oh, it's side characters. Okay. Oh, Emma. No. Emma. That's not a spoiler, I swear. Also, it's even got character profiles of the side characters. This story messed me up. Once you get to this, just be prepared. Oh, some of this may be spoilers. That's so cool. So yeah, it's mainly character profiles from the anime. And then I saw some art towards the back. That's just terrible placement. I get what y'all were trying to do, but I'd rather be able to see the art. And this says November 21st, 2020, first link click trailer release. Oh, that's cool that they include those details. So you get to know the timeline of when these images were released. I'm assuming for promotional purposes. Oh, this is the image I see a lot with this series. I really love this kind of pastel, muted color palette. Oh, here's your acrylic. Whoa, look at this. That's cool. Masters of Time. Link Click is one of those series that is very popular with... Oh, they must have released plushies. This is one of those plushies you can redress. But yeah, Link Click is one of those series that's very popular with BL fans as well. I can see why. But I didn't see too much of it. Like, it's definitely there if you want to see it in the anime, but it's probably from the merchandise, from stuff like this that kind of really pushes that for fans. Oh, that's so cute. You know what? Oh, look, it's that print. I wonder if there's a print here. Wow, this one's gorgeous. I love that. This one's really cool. Yeah, I was wondering if, because in the second season, when they introduce the name of the episode, there's this scene that's in 3D CGI. Whoa, look at these outfits. They're gorgeous. Look at this. Voting for the Halloween poster. Oh, gotcha. Oh, snap. It's a poster. That is so cool. It's been a while since I've been excited with an art book. Look at that. Look at her. She looks so cool. Wow. Oh, there's like there's a little bit of, that wasn't me, I swear. I think that was just there, but it's okay. I don't really care too much. It makes me sad that I was not part of any of these events, but now that I'm into Link Click, I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for any future events they have regarding voting. But yeah, as I was saying, wow. Collaboration between Link Click and the game The Moon and the Heart of Flowers and Mountains. Beautiful. But yeah, as I was saying, in the second season, there's this CGI animated little clip that plays to introduce the name of the episode, and I was curious if they were gonna... Wow, they include the poster for that too? Oh my gosh, look at this! Wow, that is amazing. But yeah, I kind of want something. Oh, I love these outfits. Look at these. These are so cool. But yeah, I would like something from that. I'll flip through this later and just see, out of curiosity, if there's anything for it. But yeah, even if there isn't, this This art book is magical. If you are a fan of Link Click, wow, look at this. Animator supervisor artwork. That's so cool. You can tell some animators really enjoy working on this series. Chat with the creators on the back. That is awesome. Absolutely worth it. I'm so happy to own this. I think even if I wasn't into Link Click and still purchased this, I would have been very happy. Just because it comes with goodies, it comes with posters, the artwork in it is gorgeous, and it has extra content, which is most of the time why you would want to buy an art book. A lot of the time nowadays, I think it's just the art, which is fine if you just want a collection of art pieces, but especially for shows and things and anime, I really love to see the extra creator commentary, people who worked on the show, and you know, stuff directly from them. I love that stuff. So gives you a little more insight into the show itself. So I'm really happy to own this, and I think I got a really good price for it. I think originally, I'll have to look it up, I want to say it was like $50 on Crunchyroll, and I got this on sale for like $20, $25 or something, which I think is more than worth it. And that is it for all of the anime and manga. All that's left is to open Miku here. Let's see what she looks like. Oh, she comes in multiple pieces. I was not expecting that. Oh, her twin tails. That makes sense. So the inside of the box does not have a blister. It just has the paper or cardboard insert. So nothing too special as far as prize boxes go. Let's see. And then, so this has her twin tails. Ooh, they're pretty. I love this color. I would say in person it's a bit more muted. And again, this is like a prize figure more or less. Neuter stopper figures are not the highest quality, but they are very pretty now. But you can see some of the seam lines. It's got like different white. It goes into a gradient into white from the very, very pale teal blue. She's got ribbons in her hair that are black. I wonder, no, these are two different pieces. So they're not like, they're not symmetrical is what I meant to say, I think. Really cool. Mine has a little pink over here for some reason. I don't know if I can take that off, but it's probably not going to be visible on her. Oh my gosh, she is so cute. Wow, look at her face. Her face is so cute. It's got that sketchy look to the line work of her eyes. Very light. Her bangs are really well sculpted. She's got a little bit of lace detail in her bonnet. It's a big bonnet too. That's where you put her twin tails. She's got the corset lacing in the back. Beautiful sculpting on the dress. And the folds with, again, a hint of the lace in the ends. This is a pretty small scale, so I understand that they couldn't do really much else. But there's so many ruffles. A lot of people were saying this is a Lolita version of Miku, but I would disagree. This is very similar to Lolita adjacent, but I think a big rule with Lolita is that you should not have your legs exposed, or you need to wear stockings or something. I don't know. But this could just be that her dress is running up her skirt because she's sitting down, but don't quote me on that. I am not a Lolita expert. I dabbled in it a little bit when I was younger. She is very cute though. I love the flowers. I love the black accents. I held off on pre-ordering her primarily because I was wanting to see if a different color variation would release, which they often do with these noodle stopper figures, especially Miku. Like her little demon one that I have had multiple color variations. Her shoes are so cute. Little Mary Janes with the ribbons. Or booties. I don't know if these qualify as Mary Janes. Nothing on the bottom. Nothing on the bottom. But yeah, I held off because of that, because her promo pictures made her look a little more baby blue, but in person I think she's very white. Like her dress very much has the undertone of gray instead of baby blue, and a hint of this muted teal color. But yeah, the black really accents it. She looks a lot more gothic in person than she does like Sweet Lolita. Just remember that you do have to match the holes with the parts that fit them. But sometimes, oh, there we go. I see. That was one worry I had. So I think you will get some paint transfer here, just from her hair. But there is an indicator on where or how they should lay. Like there's an indent in her dress where this slides in a little bit and it stays in place. So as you put in the pigtails, I would just kind of move the hair around until you find that slot so it sits well. But yeah, they do make contact, so you will probably be getting paint transfer over time, which is kind of a shame because the dress is white. But it's not the worst thing. I mean, you could probably just buff that out. Her dress is very malleable plastic. Some of these thinner pieces may break if you're not careful with her. But other than that, and obviously these ribbons are pretty thin. But other than that, she is so cute. Oh my gosh. Look at her. She is going to look so good on my shelf. If you have not gotten her, I would highly recommend her. If you can find her for a good price, I think 25 to 30 is a fair price. 40 like I paid is a little pushing it, but I don't plan to sell her off. I plan to keep her, so she was well worth the purchase, and I'm happy to have her finally. And that is it for this haul. I realize this is a really terrible picture, and I forgot to put Miku on top of her box. I'll take a better thumbnail picture later, but I am very happy with everything that I received. I think I got everything for the most part for a really good price. And like I said, I do still have stuff on the way from Crunchyroll. Their sales have not ended as of the filming of this video, so I did pick up a couple things yesterday, and I think most of it should be here Monday, with the exception of a couple merchandise that I did purchase. But if you are interested in any of this, I will leave all the names to the series below. Some of the stuff may be out of stock by the time I post this, because like I said, it seems like Crunchyroll is trying to clear out this warehouse, and they're not restocking certain volumes. Like certain series will only have the newest volumes available, versus volume 1, 2, 3, etc. Won't even show up on the website. I don't know if that's going to change, if they're going to restock eventually, or if they're just trying to clear out certain items that they don't have to list on their website. Makes me very nervous for the future. I'm really hoping they still continue to publish anime, especially. There's a couple series that did air on Crunchyroll, and I'm still waiting for them to release a Blu-ray for. So in this day and age, I think physical media is always the way to go. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I'll leave the names of all these series in the description. Please check that out. And I will see you in my next video.